First of all, family, I would love to say a rest in peace to the three officers for their untimely death. I just want to talk about this car, the safetiness of this car. And I'll bring up somebody who will easily explain it more than I will. So, the safety of this car, looking at the safety, this accident shouldn't have happened. Because this car can report back to you, it can scan the road. And it can protect pedestrians. Say, when it scans the road, even if you are reversing, there's a car coming that you on a blind spot that you don't, it will easily dictate it and it will tell you right away and it will stop. It will not move because of the sensors this car have, the Polo Vivo. And there is also a panic stop. More especially when you panic, it will easily dictate that there is a panic. And when it comes to the brakes, when the car, maybe somebody hit you from the back, le moto izovele ime, automatically it applies brakes and ivale ama window. That is what this car does. Because when it sends something, somebody hit you from the back, or there's an accident, imminent accident, once it sends it, automatically all the windows shut down and it reduces the speed because it senses danger. So I'm trying to put my mind, or to surround my mind towards this place where this accident happened. I'm kind of a little bit of lost. Let's listen to this guy.
Metallic and pearl effect paint colours. On to safety, an area where Volkswagen now claims class leadership with this model. Standard now in all Polos is a front assist system that on the open road scans the road ahead as you drive for potential accident hazards, warning you if one is detected and automatically braking if necessary. You get that same kind of functionality at urban speeds too, as part of a city emergency braking system included as part of the front assist package. This setup also includes predictive pedestrian protection that specifically searches for pedestrians who might be about to step out in front of you, and if necessary can initiate braking to avoid them. All Polos also get twin front, side and curtain airbags, Isofix child seat fastenings, the tyre pressure monitoring system and anti-whiplash front head restraints. On top of this, there are the usual electronic systems to try and ensure that none of these features will ever be needed. That means ESC stability control and an ASR traction control system. There's ABS braking, of course. A hill hold assist feature stops you from drifting backwards on uphill junctions, and panic stops will be advertised to following motorists by automatically activating hazard warning lights. In addition, across the range, the Wolfsburg brand has installed a clever automatic post-collision braking system that automatically brakes the car down to 6 miles an hour after a collision. So, if, say, someone hits you, and understandably you go to pieces, the car will automatically sort itself out. We also applaud the standard fitment of a driver alert system that monitors your reactions for drowsiness, prompting you to stop for a restorative coffee if lethargy is detected. Plus, it's worth mentioning that all Polos fitted with navigation get traffic sign recognition, which pictures speed signs as you pass and displays them on the centre dash screen. If you want more, then there's the option of a pre-crash preventative occupant protection system that senses when an impact is imminent, then braces the car to better withstand it by instantly closing the windows. Another option is the blind spot detection system with rear traffic alert package. Blind spot detection alerts you if you're about to dangerously pull out to overtake when there's a car in your blind spot. And rear traffic alert warns you of oncoming traffic when you're reversing out of a parking space. It's all very reassuring.
So now, family, we are looking at this a test from VW Polo. They're testing their cars because when you look at this car, as it said that it jumped the gators and into the river. But when you look at there, you could see that if it was the car or that spot was just like that damage, then how did this car get into the river? Because if it flew over or it hit on those gators, it would have landed on water. What would be the damage for? Because when you look at the river, we don't see stones there and everything. Because when it lands in water, the impact should be in the front. Then maybe it skipped the gators into the river as the accident happened, if there was an accident. So looking at all these pictures, they are showing us now what impact should be expected from the car. Let's watch this video. Again, family, I want to take you to an accident that happened in KZN, whereby one car was swept away by floods. And that car, when you compare the one for the 3 police officers and this car that happened to be in the same situation in KZN, when they pulled the car, you could see there's a lot of sand there, branches of trees, grass and everything that has been hooking along the way while it was being moved by the floods wherever it landed. But uma uphinda ubuka le yamaphoyisa amathathu, these 3 officers, we don't see the same scenario on this other vehicle. We see a huge difference. Why is that? Because if it was swept by the floods and immediately this car sense accident, it automatically closed the windows. As much as this guy has explained, how did those people come out of the car? And the seatbelts, even if the seatbelts were fastened. So how did they manage to be? Because at least two bodies or one body, maybe the front, on the front seat, they should have found those bodies inside the car. Because it shows that, as they explain the car, automatically it senses the danger or it hit on somebody or on something. It will reduce the speed. And at the same time, it scans the road. If there were floods in front or there was an accident or whatever, this car will report back to you right in the car. It reduces the speed. So this brings a lot of questions to be answered. Because when you compare these 2 cars, you don't get the answers. I hope one day we'll get the answers as to exactly what happened to these cops, these officers. Because another thing, we're not hearing too much of the other bodies that were found there. Because I think there was an extra body in the other car that was found there. We're not hearing too much of those kind of reports. We're only hearing about these 3 officers. Maybe it's me, I don't follow up on the news, but I try by all means to follow up. But as much as I follow up, I haven't come across that, except on the day when they found those bodies. That there was another officer who was found, and there's another car that was found too there. So as to what really happened, and another thing that keeps me awake is how the car had to be cut in 2 pieces. There's the back side and the front side was first retrieved, was the first part, which is the front part, and then the back part was retrieved later. So I don't know how it happened, because when you look at the test from VW, you could see that their test, that impact that is there on the test, it shows that the car cannot just be in 2 pieces. More especially this one, if it flied on water, it landed on water and it was swept by water. It never landed on rocks, whereby we'll say, oh, kwakunamatshe lapha amadwala or ini eyenza ukuthi le moto ibe kanjani. Let's look at the test and see how we go about it. And for anybody will drop his own opinion as to what do you think happened to this car. Was this an accident or no? Drop your comments, family.